Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Crimson Vegas with a capital K, and we're going to be playing Armello for today. This is a game that, as you can see here, is an early access. Currently available on Steam for around, I think, $25. I actually bought this game on discount for 10. Yeah, it was available for 10 apparently. Like just 1 week ago or something. Anyways, this is a turn-based strategy game with some minor RPG elements. It is based on an actual board game. It's basically a board game they turned into a game. So a very interesting concept. And there are two things that really brought my attention to this game. First of all, it has cards. It involves playing with cards, and it's a turn-based tile game, much like Civ 5 and all those. It kind of reminds me of. Endless Legend to some extent, but I'm not going to draw too many comparisons because it has something unique. But yeah, the fact that you can play with cards is very interesting. Also, the graphics, it features the graphics remind me very much of a Disney game. I grew up on Disney. I'm gonna be honest. There's nothing shameful about admitting these things. I grew up on Disney movies. The Lion King, Aladdin, the Sleeping Beauty, even freaking Snow White. I love those movies. I really like them. They still Sleeping Beauty and the Beast was probably one of my favorite. Probably, yes, it's actually my favorite. So this kind of reminds me of these games. It kind of reminds me of these movies, especially the aesthetics, the visual style, and. If you've seen the intro, I couldn't display the intro, unfortunately. I couldn't record it, but you can see it on the Steam page if you want. Very cool intro, just amazing. They could actually make a movie out of this if they want to. It would really, the franchise would really benefit from an actual movie being made. It would bring a lot of attention to the game, and possibly, if they could finance a sequel or something like that, that would be brilliant. But anyways, I will talk about this as we play. Hopefully, right now we're just gonna. Now, where do I start? First of all, we're going to check out the options menu here. Okay, there's not much to say. The resolution is fine. We're going to keep it on full screen. Cards are okay. The controls are... Well, there's no way for you to rotate the map. I don't usually use the hotkeys, and honestly, this is not a very complex game. It's actually very simple to play. There is no rotation. If there was like a way for you to rotate the map, I would have actually used that, but apparently there is none. The gameplay is fine. We got the tutorials. I don't really need those. I'm going to keep it. They might offer you some tips and directions every now and then. The quick AI encounters. Now, this is very interesting because if you remove this, if you untick this, then you will actually be able to see the battles happen between AI players. Now this game is basically 4 players. As far as I can tell, there is no more than 4 players at any given time. So if you leave this unticked, you can actually see the battles happen the battles that the AI players make with each other and with other creatures. But if you tick it, you won't be able to see it. You can just see them fight each other, and you will only see the outcome. Now, unticking it, I think, will allow you to... the one advantage for this is you can see what cards they have used in battle, what cards they have burned, and so whether or not they will be able to use them against you. So that's a good indicator overall. It might be a good for risk assessment. I'm actually going to leave it unticked for now because this might give us some information. And this is my first Let's Play, so you never know. But, I don't really care about the length. Yeah, that's actually the length. That's one complaint I have about this game, is that you will spend most of it waiting for others to finish their turns. It takes a little bit too long. If there was a way for you to increase the speed of the animation, that would have been excellent. And I would really want that because I really don't care what they're doing. I mean, honestly, especially if you've played multiple times, you don't really care what they're doing anymore. You know what's going to happen. You can predict the outcomes of your battles with them. So, yeah, if there was a way to speed up the animation, it would have been great. All right, what else? So here's the thing. This is it's based on a board game. It's very simple, almost very casual actually. And don't be fooled by all the depths. Don't be intimidated by all the the stats. That's the stats and the variables. They're actually very easy to learn, very easy to pick up. You can pretty much learn it in like maybe half an hour, maybe 1 hour if you're not used to playing these kinds of games, these strategy games overall. And these are the cards you get to unlock. I'm actually going to click on the card gallery. Let's hope the game doesn't freeze on me. Yeah, all right, there we go. So another thing that would be cool if they would implement it at some point in the future is the ability to build a deck. Now these cards, you will get them at random when the game starts. You can't actually build your own deck. Now if you can build your own deck and draw from it, that would be amazing. That would be brilliant. Although I believe it requires more balancing and more in-depth research on the part of the developers. They will actually need to do things like yeah, it's gonna introduce a lot more variables and balance issues if they decide to allow you to build your own deck. But right now, the cards that you get are pretty much the same for everyone, for all the players involved, and yeah, as you can see, there are some rot cards, which I will explain as we play, hopefully. Yeah, that's a fairly large collection. Now we have, I think, 5 main kinds of cards here. I'm gonna try to click on this. Or there we go. There's a weird visual bug here. There should be like some kind of label there, but there's no label. Anyways, we have the fighting cards. I believe these are the battle cards or something like that. Yeah, with a sword icon. There's magic-oriented cards, which cost mana to use. And then we have the trickery cards. I believe they were called trickery. Yes, they were. Instant. There's all right. Which are basically they have various effects, and most of them cost gold to use. This is actually a new card I acquired recently. There we go. Some of them have a description, which is pretty fun to read, and the art is just great. You can even see it's the artist Ty Carey. They used a huge variety of artists here. Yeah, that's quite a large art team. It's very cool. Anyways, and there are of course follower cards. They have also again various prices. Some of them cost you to gain rots, and others most of them cost gold actually. And finally, we have the treasure cards. Most of them are for free because you actually acquire these in special events or quests or exploring dungeons and stuff like that. I think that's how it works, yeah. Alright. So, without further ado, let's try and create a character here. Well, really, there is no character creation. You have all these preset characters. You can just modify some of their stats once we select one of them. Now you can see here we have only 4 in the early access. These are the 4 that will be available upon full release. Now I'm gonna dive a little bit into the game lore itself. Apparently there are 4 main clans here, the 4 major clans. The rabbits. Yes, I think those are the rabbit clan. Yeah, this is the rabbit clan, the bear clan, the is this a rat clan? Yeah, I believe that's a rat. And then we have Thane, which is from the wolf clan, and they all have some distinct characteristics. All right, let's just describe these guys. So yeah, upon release, we will get basically the opposite sex counterpart for each one of them. So for right now, you can play with a female rabbit and a female bear. Upon full release, you can play as the male bear and the male rabbit. And vice versa for these guys here, the rat and the, yeah. Now there's apparently another clan, which is called the Bandit clan. Now that one is currently only available for people who backed the Kickstarter, which was in April and May of 2014, I believe. So yeah, that has, I think, 4 characters. Yeah, 4 characters, which is currently only available for the Kickstarter, the people who went on the Kickstarter. Now I'm not sure if this will be available for us in the DLC or not, but I would definitely want to play as the Bandit clan. I went on the forums, I read some of the Steam discussions, and I think that will be available to us somehow as either a DLC or an expansion, and I would definitely want that. So what are we gonna play here? Well, now there are, I think, 4 main victory conditions in this game. The one problem with it, well, I wouldn't say it's a problem, it's more of a minor complaint of mine, that you can't really aim for a specific victory. I mean, you cannot guarantee going for a specific victory type, because the starting bonuses, yes, they will push you in a particular direction, but because there is a major element of randomness in this game, you cannot really guarantee acquiring a specific victory condition. And by far the easiest victory condition to get to is the prestige victory. And in fact, it overshadows all the other victory conditions. You can pretty much play prestige style and hang out at your starting location without engaging anyone else, and you are almost guaranteed to go for prestige, because all the other victory conditions are extremely risky and difficult. And in fact, it reached a point with me where why would I even bother trying to go for anything other than prestige victory? Well, guess what? I actually did, because it will allow you to unlock these amulets. The Spoil Amulet here, you can only get it if you win a Rot victory, which is by far the most annoyingly difficult. You have no idea how extremely difficult this victory is until you actually play this game. I had to play it for like 20 times. I have to do like 20 rerolls and all this just to get this one victory. Yeah, very difficult, of course. The Watch Amulet, you can only get this if you can only unlock it by winning a combat victory, which is you basically go up to the king and kill him directly. The dig, this one, better chance of finding spirit stones. Obviously, this is for, unlocked by unlocking the spirit stone victory, the magic victory. I think that's how it goes. Yeah. Again, very difficult, very random, involves a lot of luck. But I suppose the dig amulet will increase your chances of actually doing it. But I've actually tried the combination of the rabbit here, which is supposed to get better rewards when exploring, and the dig. It didn't really work very well. Not as much as I was hoping. But I guess I'll. You know, that's actually something we might try. You know what? I'm gonna try the rabbit for now. Surprisingly, Amber, the rabbit hero, is actually the easiest to achieve a rod victory with. I've tried with, well, the one that I won with was this one, but it was completely by luck. I just had a sudden deluge of rod cards, and that's how I won the rod victory. Other than that, this one seems to be the best because she is the most balanced. Yeah, she has the most balanced stats. So in pretty much every condition, you can exploit certain AI behaviors and actually come off with a victory. Thane is probably the easiest to play because of his really large fight stats. So you can pretty much maximize your fight. You can even give him the scratch ability, so that, yeah, he will start with 6 fights. And I believe this one is probably the best. +1 action point at night is actually much better than the other two, in my opinion. I really don't care about gold too much. Well, actually, if you get this and combine it with the fighting stats, this would actually be quite useful. But anyways, I prefer the movement speed. It will give you more options overall. So if you focus completely on increasing his fighting ability, this guy can become unstoppable, and he can pretty much win a prestige victory just by killing everything on the map. And obviously, he could go for the killing the king directly, but who the hell would want that? Anyways, I think I've dived a little bit too deep into the game mechanics before actually showing you the game. So yeah, let's select Amber here. I'm gonna try to go for a the dig thing, yeah, whatever that is. +1 shields on playing, gives settlement income by 1 gold. Well, this is a good safety. Yeah, it's a good safety net if you can gain prestige. Oh yeah, I just remembered. There's an actual bug I came across. I'm not sure if it happens at random or if it happened with someone else, but I selected the diamond ring, and it's supposed to give you 1 prestige for every treasure and follower you equip or recruit. So I equipped some treasures and I recruited some followers, and I did not gain any prestige for them. So I'm not sure if this is a bug or not. I have a feeling that the diamond ring does not work as intended. In fact, sometimes even the emerald ring doesn't work. Sometimes I gain shield on planes, sometimes I don't. It's very random for me, and I feel it's kind of buggy. And I already submitted a complaint for them in the bug reporting section. You can see here, yeah, it's a very streamlined. I'm not sure if they actually read all these bug admissions. I'm gonna assume they do, because it's a very streamlined and easy to use. You could just enter your subject and write everything down. A very simple bug reporting system here, and I reported like 3 issues for them so far. Let's see how they react to those. Maybe they will send me an email confirmation or something. They have not yet. Okay. I am holding my breath. Anyways. Alright, let's discuss the stats here. You can see the fight. Your fight stats determine the base number of die you roll in battle. So you can see there is a very random element in everything, whether it's the cards you get or the dice you roll in battle. And but you can affect them, of course, and we will discuss that later. Character health, very simple. Now, right now, Sana has the highest health. I'm not sure how you know, it might give her a slightly better advantage when exploring, but you know, she doesn't have much movement speed, so I guess this would allow her to stay alive for a little bit longer and gain more prestige in the meantime. So yeah, that's actually quite useful. And yeah, she has more health than everyone else as a bear. And then we have the wits. This stat decreases how wily and cunning a hero is. Hero with high wits can hold. Yeah, so this will determine how many cards you can hold in your hand. And now, besides being used for their effects directly, if you can look at the cards here, cards apparently have. You see this icon here? This is the symbol. Now, during battle, you can burn these cards, and burning them will give you an effect based on their symbols. So, for example, the fight symbol here, it will give you 1 attack, a single attack. The shield symbol will give you a single defense, which allows you to block an attack. And then you got the sun and the moon. This one is a sun spell. This one will give you an attack if you roll it during the day, and the moon one. Where's the moon? Well, there's quite a few moons here. Let's take. Oh, there we go. This is the moon. If you roll this during the night, this will give you an attack during the night. And we have 2 more, I believe. The rot. This one will miss unless you are corrupted, and I will discuss the corruption thing. It's quite a complex mechanic. It's probably the single most complex thing in this game. All the other stuff are pretty simple. The rot mechanic is probably the one that will take some time to get used to. You actually have to read and try to play multiple times until you understand this thing. And it took me such a long time to get a rot victory because, you know, I don't really hang out much in the forums. I had to figure everything out by myself. And finally, the wild tree, which is pretty cool. This one will allow you, every time you get this, you will gain an attack and you get to roll the die again. So this one is very valuable. However, if you are corrupted, then this one will actually be the exact opposite. This one will become a miss. You will not gain anything from it. And the rot will actually become a reroll. So yeah, that's a bit complex. I will show you, hopefully we might actually get a rot victory of some kind. Well, I'm trying to go for the magic for the time. Yeah, let's go for the magic. What the hell? Oh yeah, before I continue, now you start the game when you first install the game. These are the 4 amulets you have. The others you have to unlock them by gaining specific victories, which, as I said before. Anyways, I would like to go for the diamond. We're gonna see if it actually works or not. It's a bit risky given the bug I encountered earlier, but let's jump in and see what we get. From the rat to the bear, the clans declare the time has come to take the throne. For Rot's creeping, it twists our king and threatens the land of Armello. Okay, it's daytime. He's lost the point of health. Now here's what the game reminds me of. It's kind of like Game of Thrones. It's kind of like a Disney version of Game of Thrones, you might say. Now the warlock will give us some... Alright, I'm actually gonna choose later. Can I just escape this thing? Okay, apparently we cannot leave. Well, I'm going straight for the Spirit Stone because that's the victory I'm trying to achieve here. So let's go for the Spirit Stone. There we go. Now what you just saw was a quest. There we go. I just wanted to leave that area because I want to show you the layout of the map. Now, yeah, it reminds me of Game of Thrones because it's basically, there's a king. He is a corrupted king, or should I say he is a rotten? He has like some kind of infection. The rot mechanic here, let's take a look. There. The rot is the ultimate corruption. Flirt with the dark arts or lead an unsavory life. I assume this you will acquire most of the skills that will give you rot are usually involved with the dark arts, or you know, some very evil kind of effects. So when you acquire rot at first, you will become infected. When you are infected, you will lose 1 health in the dawn when the daytime begins, and when you gain 5 rot, you will become corrupted. Which, in addition to the original effects, which is losing 1 health every time. Oh yeah, also if you're rotten, you will gain every time you kill someone, you will gain 1 health from them. You will gain 1 health from every kill you achieve, and yeah. So when you become corrupted, it will have an additional effect, which I think it will reverse during battle. The wild tree effect will become reversed, and so instead of actually giving you a reroll, it will miss, and it's basically wasted. Whereas the rot card will give you a reroll instead. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. And so here's the thing: the king, he now has 1 rot, as you can see here from this. Yeah, apparently I cannot. I have to click on it. I have to keep the mouse over him to see it. You see there, he has 10 attack, he has 7 hearts and 1 rot. So during nighttime, every night he will gain +1 rot, and he will slowly become more corrupted. And every day, when the daytime breaks, he will lose 1 health. So I assume it's gonna take around, let's see, he has 7 hearts remaining, so that's about 14 turns. Yeah, the game ends around in 14-15 turns, except for some events which will allow you to give him 1 more health, which will extend that by 1 more turn. But yeah, that is usually the countdown to when the king ends. I'm actually gonna show you the victory conditions screen. Where is it? The game guide. Game guide, there we go. Where's the victory situation? Winning the game, there we go. So we have the Kingslayer. Again, it reminds you of the Game of Thrones. So if you enter the palace and kill the king directly and survive, you will win a Kingslayer victory. If you Spirit Stone, obviously just collect 4 Spirit Stones, get into the palace, and purify the king, basically. It's kind of like Gandalf when he entered, when he went to Rohan and purified the king. It's kind of the same thing, but except we have Spirit Stones instead of a white staff or whatever. Rot victory. Okay, I'll explain this later. Let's go with a prestige victory. having the most prestige by the time the king dies. So yeah, by the time the king dies, if you have the most prestige, you will win a prestige victory. Now keep in mind, if someone else enters the palace and kills the king and survive, they will win a Kingslayer victory even if you have more prestige than they do, even if you have the highest prestige. So by this logic, the where is it? Yeah, so the other victories here, the Kingslayer, the Spirit Stone, and Rot victory, all of them, they will supersede the prestige victory if they are achieved first. So the prestige victory is kind of like a last resort. It's kind of like a guaranteed last resort if no one is daring to attack the king. And that is why by the end of the game, you will notice that most players will try to attack the king directly, because it's like they're desperate, especially if they have low prestige. When this guy has like 2 health remaining or something like that, 3 health, the other players who have low prestige, who have lower prestige than you, they will try to attack him in order to, just desperately trying to win the game before he dies of natural causes, I suppose, and you get the prestige victory. So yeah, that's probably one of the main strategies in this game. So depending on how much prestige you have, depending on how high a rival's prestige is, it will determine whether or not you want to risk going straight towards the king and killing him or not. Now, finally, the Rot victory. Let's go for the Rot victory. I'm just gonna try to explain this. I hope I can explain this properly. Apparently, if you face the king with a Rot that is higher than his own, kill him and survive, you will get the Rot victory. Now, here's the thing. By the time he has like 2 health or 3 health, he will have approximately 7 or 8 Rot. So, yeah. And he has 10 fighting power, so which means he will roll 10 die against you immediately. In addition, there's a mechanic in the game. If 2 creatures with Rot, this thing here, Rot, if 2 creatures with Rot fight each other, the creature with the higher Rot will absorb or will gain a number of die equal to the other guy's Rot on their side. So like if, for example, if my character here, if my rabbit, she has like, let's say she has 5 Rot, and she fights with this guard who has 2, then if I fight with him, I will gain 2 extra dies to use against him. So as you can imagine, if you can somehow acquire 9 Rot or 11 Rot, for example, as I did, I managed to achieve it actually by pure luck. I know I just went around gathering as much Rot as I can. So if you fight the king with 11 Rot and he has 8, you will gain 8 die from him to use it against him. So that's actually very powerful. Of course, he won't lose the die, we just gain that much. So yeah, so the Rot victory can be interesting, very risky of course, but if you can achieve that much Rot, that would be, more power to you. I might actually show it off at some point, but right now we're just going to go for the Spirit victory because it's the most guaranteed. Now what we can do is we can equip some things here. Now we have a lot of gold. Yeah, the rabbit girl, she starts with a lot of gold apparently. So yeah, we can remove Rot with this spell here. Actually we can click on it, yeah. It will remove 1 Rot from me. It costs 3, which is quite expensive. We can afford it though, but we're not going to use it. This one here, +2 fight, -1 wits. So this will actually make you stronger in combat, but it will reduce the number of cards you can carry next turn. Yeah, until the end of next turn. So yeah, this is I usually prefer to avoid this because I like to have a large number of cards in my hand. So unless we come up against Thane, where's Thane? Yeah, this is where is he? The combat hero, this guy. So unless we are very close to him, I don't really care about this one. I'm just gonna avoid it. Anyways, I'm gonna equip this because it will help us in perils. Yeah, we might as well use it. Now here's the thing. Every turn, which is every turn of the day and night, every night and day cycle, you will draw a number of cards. So my strategy is I like to use up as many of my cards as possible so that I can draw better cards next time, or keep drawing. Basically, there is no the amount of cards you can draw is there's no deck basically, so you will never run out of cards to draw. You will always be drawing new things. So you don't have to worry about drawing. When I first heard that you're drawing cards, I thought, wow, are we gonna run out eventually? Apparently no, you will not run out. So what I just did is I captured a a settlement, and apparently this will give us 1 gold every dawn. Every time daytime breaks, we will gain 1 gold. Now, it would be nice for them to display the gold income we are gaining in every turn. Right now, it doesn't show us how much gold we are making every turn. That is probably something they should add eventually, because in most real-time turn-based strategy games, you can see your income, you can see how much gold you are getting. So this will allow you to calculate the risk, or how much you want to spend right now. It helps you keep track of your spending. So I might actually suggest this at some point in the forums. I never know. I'm actually too lazy to go on the forums. I just don't care, man. What else am I gonna have to show off? Let's check out the hero journal. Yeah, this is like the quests, or like the personal journal. It's like your own personal storyline. For those of you who have played Guild Wars, Guild Wars 2, it's kind of the same thing. You have your own personal storyline, I suppose. Sellsword, renowned for her malevolent deeds, was running loose in Rabbit Clan territory. Our hero sought to move her along. Okay, so apparently this is the quest I selected earlier. I should have read that. But it doesn't matter. You can really play this game without reading any of the storyline aspects. You could just plow through it without reading any of the story stuff. Anyways. This is our current goal. This is our current magic. And this is our prestige. And what else? The number of settlements we currently own. Yeah, we just occupied that settlement here. There we go. Does this settlement have a name? No, it doesn't have a name. Oh, it's called South Bank, actually. Alright. Apparently they do have names. What about this one? Lion's Pride. Alright. So this is pretty much all the terrain varieties you have here. They have plains, which have no particular effect. No effect. Unless, of course, you have this ring for the Rabbit Clan. It will give you +1 defense. Yeah, one of her rings can actually give you +1 defense on plains. And the forests, which allow you to be hidden at night. At night, the other players cannot see you unless you get attacked or get detected with an ability. You have the Stone Cairn, which will give you 1 health if you step on it. If you are corrupted, you will die immediately. Yeah, so if you have 5 rot and you step on one of these, you will die immediately. And every time you die, you will lose prestige. So you have to be. So dying in this game can actually have some consequences. Because at first I was playing around and I thought, well, I could just respawn, right? But apparently, yes, you will lose prestige. So you don't want to die too much, especially if you're going for a prestige victory. And then the Shadow Quagmire. Apparently, even the swamps have names, which is kind of weird. Wow, even the. I never actually noticed this. This one is called the Fallen Crypt, which is a dungeon. The dungeons have names, apparently. Alright. So the swamps, if you walk on a swamp, you lose 1 health. So yeah, these are very annoying tiles. You want to avoid them as much as possible. The mountains will give you +1 shield in battle if you are attacked while you are on top of a mountain. But it will take away 2 action points to move on them. Yeah, so that's kind of annoying as well. Yeah, these are kind of the rough terrains of this game. The dungeon, every time you step on a dungeon, you can explore it and you will gain some kind of random reward. And we're going to be doing that a lot as the rabbit. We're going to be going around just exploring dungeons wherever you can find them. Now you see here this skull symbol. This is supposed to be a peril. Now it is my understanding that perils are supposed to be invisible and that you can make them visible using a special ability called peril detection or something like that. I will show it to you eventually once we get that card. So yeah, these are pretty much all the tiles we have. There are no lakes or rivers or stuff like that. It's pretty basic, as you can see. And this is the basic layout. We can't zoom out too much because the game is for some reason getting a little bit foggy. I have no idea why this is happening. Every time you zoom out, it gets a little bit foggy, which is kind of weird. So yeah, this is the basic layout of the map. It's always square shaped. Each corner is occupied by a hero, or at least their clan grounds here. Yeah, this is wolf territory. This is the clan ground. As long as you stay here, no spells can be cast on you, I think. Yeah, the enemies cannot cast spells on you if you are within your clan grounds. And this is the rabbit clan grounds here. So yeah, heroes are safe in their clan grounds, which means no spells can be cast on us. Yeah. Now there are other players are acting now. And there we go. He gains 1 rot. So now he has a total rot of 2. Now during nighttime things can get a little bit brutal because these Banes will appear. They're like vulture creatures. And they will attack anyone that happens to be nearby. Okay, so the game froze apparently. What the hell? Oh, we can see it. Okay. There we go. I would have liked to explain that in more detail, but there was no time for it. Alright. And this is where we get to draw some cards. Yeah, you see we have a hand limit of 4. We can carry a maximum of 4 cards in our hands. So we can only draw one more until we are full. And this is why I like to use up as much cards as possible every time, so that I can get something better. Especially if you are playing a rot victory. You want to use up as many of your cards as possible in order to increase your chance of drawing a rot card from one of these. Now right now I would really like some equipment, so I'm going for the items. There we go. Yeah, this is an item card, I suppose, but okay, so we have 2 of these, which are not very useful. I might actually use it on a Bane or something. Yeah, we can kill this guy if we want. Yeah, actually, we can go up right against him and just kill him. I think this one has some range. Oh, so there's only a range of 1 tile. You can play it to a creature, you can reduce their health. You can actually kill them with it if you want, but yeah, here's the problem. It has a range of 1 tile only, so we have to be right next to him in order to use this effectively, which is unfortunate. Anyways, we're gonna step on this. Deep in the woods, you'll find a family of squirrels in a quaint little home. When you ask them about the sellsword, they are quick to plead ignorance. You can't help but notice they are perhaps a little too quick. Press the squirrels into giving up a sellsword. Continue your search elsewhere. Now this one will either give us a spirit stone or it will reduce our prestige by 1. Thankfully, we have no prestige at all, so this is actually not as risky as it would be otherwise. And besides, losing 1 prestige is not a really bad thing in a quest. Because once you complete the quest, you will gain prestige anyway, so this is actually not very bad. And we gain a spirit stone, hopefully. Also, it will increase our wits by 1, which will allow us to hold more cards, hopefully. So yeah, you can see here this is completely random, and we'd lost. That is unfortunate. We did not gain a spirit stone that time. Maybe next time. So I did not discuss. There's a thing. Yeah, the perils here. In order to escape these perils, you're gonna have to. You will have to use your wits. Yeah, the trickery perils are resisted by rolling your wits. So here's the thing: in battle, you will roll your fight stats, right? If you have 3 fight points, then you will get 3 dice when you are fighting against someone. This is the lowest number of dice you start with. If you are in a peril, you will the number of dice will be equal to the number the number of wit points you have. And finally, the trickery. Yeah, so apparently we have 2 kinds of perils: the trickery perils and the spell perils. If you encounter a spell peril, the number of dice at that point will be equal to your spirit. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Now here's the thing: we are playing as the rabbit. So if we explore the dungeons at night, we're probably gonna get unlucky because the reason why is because she has the clan affinity is for daytime. Receive a bonus die for any activity performed during the day. Well, now this one will only affect the die situation, but I'm pretty sure it also affects what you get while exploring the dungeon. As far as I can tell, yeah, if you explore the dungeons during the night while having a clan affinity for daytime, I think it will affect your rolls. I'm not sure, but based on my previous trials, it does have a slight effect. But we're gonna explore them anyway. Oh, we narrowly missed them. We were just about to have the damn it, yeah, we were just about to have these spirit stones, but we missed them. Well, I'm gonna use this up because I want to draw better cards at some point. Alright, there we go. So now we have 4 magic. By the way, we have 4 spirit. It means when at every time nighttime descends upon Armello, your magic will be refilled up to a maximum equal to your spirit. So yeah. So if you have 4 magic, every night you will gain magic up to and equal to your spirit. Yeah, that's how it happens. So if we have 7 spirit, at night we will have 7 magic. That's how it works. But however, if you somehow manage to get more than your maximum spirit, then the next time nighttime comes, you will actually lose magic. Up to and equal to your spirit. Yeah. So now this guy here, Mr. Dog here, will give us another quest. Hey Gov, I hear there's something afoot in the land of Armello. Maybe it's just rumors, but you are brave enough to choose. Alright, so we're gonna choose. Apparently there's a fight going on. So here's the thing, I would... it would be nice to go for a Spirit Stone, I suppose. Unfortunately, we will be rolling our combat, and our combat is not the best. But I'll go for it anyway, what the hell. This is our next quest location. Good. Apparently they just fought each other and this guy retreated. Alright. She gained nothing. She rolled nothing. So where's Thane? I can't see Thane. Oh, he's now the prestige leader. He just gained 1 prestige. Which means he will get to choose the king's event. Let's take a look. The king calls Thane from the wolf clan. Yeah. The prestige leader will be able to choose the king's declaration. I would have liked to do, which is like a special event with has a unique effect on the entire game. I will show it to you at some point. Maybe if we become prestige leaders, we can see that. I just want to see it. Just get it over with. Honestly, I don't care about the battles between these guys because, you know, they don't have cards to use against me. The only reason why I would want to see the battles is to when the other actual heroes are fighting together. Oh, come on, just finish this. Just end already. Now he got really lucky there. He rolled 3 of these wild trees. And he just killed the Bane. Well done. Now this is a King's Guard. He's like one of those neutrals who are supposed to be defending the kingdom or something. But they're kind of annoying actually. I don't really like them because they can block your path sometimes. Alright, I want to get more equipment. Come on, give me some equipment, god damn it. Oh, there we go. The Oak Spear. So if we get attacked, give me the inventory. So yeah, we have the equipment here, the character shelf. It says here, gain 1 prestige for each treasure and follower equipped or recruited. Now you saw me, you just saw me. I equipped something, right? I equipped 2 items, but I did not gain any prestige. So what the hell is going on? This is clearly a bug, and I am very tempted right now to actually restart the game because of this. Because yeah, I just wasted one of my equipment, and you know what? I'm actually gonna re-roll. Yeah, I'm not gonna stand for this. This is actually a huge disadvantage. And I'm surprised. I mean, I would have expected them to at least test this before, you know, releasing the early access. I mean, it's a very simple thing. Maybe the reason why they did not fix it is because in order to unlock this particular ring, you have to play for like 10 times or something like that. You have to play for like 10 times as the rabbit and win, I think. So you can unlock this. So the reason why maybe not many people have unlocked it yet, so they can't really report as to whether or not it works. And well, in my case, it clearly doesn't. I just equipped 2 things. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. I have no. I'm pretty sure my English skills allow me to understand. Oh, there we go. This is actually the gold income every turn, which is cool. All right, so we gain 2 gold every turn. Good. Yeah, it clearly says you gain 1 prestige every time you equip something. And it's just not having any effect. So what's gonna happen now is I'm gonna restart, because this is just silly, you know.